ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to our sports show. I'm your host, driver. GCW, my name is from Friday night at Harpo's Theater in Detroit, Michigan. We're finishing this up. SummerSlam last night, things going on, getting the review up now. Overall, pretty good show. We did end it with Nick Gage and Jeff Hardy in the ring together. That was a little awkward and weird. Those two worlds don't typically try to go together, but it was kind of different and unique. So maybe some Jeff Hardy GCW matches, Jeff Hardy versus Nick Gage, that could be very intriguing. I want a Jeff Hardy versus Grim Reaper, or a Jeff Hardy versus who on a GCW roster would Jeff Hardy have a good match? But let me think on that for a second. Yeah, I think the best match would be Jeff Hardy versus Grim Reaper. That would be fun. Yes. If you know who I'm talking about, you'll get that. If you don't, look it up. Alright, so first match, typical GCW Scramble match. We gotta love our scramble matches. We got Jordan Oliver versus Adrian and Alanis versus Konley versus Jimmy fucking Lloyd versus Rico Gonzalez versus Shane Mercer. Overall, good match. It just didn't have a lot of what I was looking for. It was a little less than 10 minutes. Don't get me wrong, it was good. I don't know if it was just a different dynamic, like the Rico Gonzalez we're not used to, the Konleys. Shane Mercer, we've seen him in a few scrambles. But it was just, there was really none of that, super light heavyweight kind of guys. Jordan Oliver ended up getting the victory. I ended up giving it 3 1/4, so it wasn't bad. But it was just one of those kind of their matches for me. Next up, we had a really good match. One of my favorite matches of the night. We had Masha Slamovich versus Alec Price. Alec Price wrestles a lot up in the Northeast. He is uber talented. He is kind of that young Jordan Oliver, Will Ospreay, Blake Christian. If you kind of look at the body type, the moveset, the aerial stuff, he's like a young Will Ospreay kind of. Jordan Oliver fits in that category too for me. He's just somebody that, given the chance on a big stage, he can just shoot off in the moon. He is somebody that getting into New Japan Strong would be epic for him. Getting into AEW would be good for him. Facing guys like a Nick Wayne or something, I think that would kind of push him up as well. But him going up against Masha Slamovich, she is a beast. Not only can she knock your lights out, she can make you tap out, and then she can beat you with a table if she wants, or a door. But yeah, she's a multifaceted woman. GCW, Impact Wrestling, multiple different independent companies. She was able to get the victory over Alec Price here in about a 3.5-star match. Next up, we had, it's actually one of my favorite tag teams, Violence of Forever, Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo. The striking ability that these two gentlemen have are second to none. They go up against Los Macizos, Ciclope, and Miedo Xtremo. Immediately when I heard this match, I'm like, oh, we're going to get some doors, we're going to get some chairs, we're going to get some cool table spots, we're going to get some strikes, somebody's getting going to get their chest kicked in, and we got all that. Violence is Forever is a striking, talented tag team. I've watched them from pretty much all over the place. God, where haven't they been? That's a shorter list. So Dominic Garrini, let's take a look here. Yeah, Black Label Pro, Action, Independent Wrestling, WXW, Prestige, Progress, Beyond Wrestling, Warrior Wrestling. I guess they had a match in AEW last year? Garrini did? I'll be darned, they did. They were part of a 8-man tag against 2.0, Dino Garcia, the Gun Club, going up against Ariel Levy, Chico Adams, Dean Alexander, Dominic Garrini, and Kevin Koo. It was like on Dark Elevation episode 51. I started following them back in 2018, and they were working for Evolve at the time, World Wrestling Network. They did Evolve 110, all the Evolve shows from back then, WWN Live Super Show, Mercury Rising 2018. So yeah, part of Catch Point back then. That's where I really know them from. But Kevin Koo, he's kind of, what's the word? Who I'm trying to? Kevin Blackwood. I think Kevin Blackwood would fit into House of Black better than Buddy Matthews actually. But just a striking tag team. They actually were able to get a victory over Los Macizos here. 3.5 star. We had the strikes. We had the tables, or the doors and the chairs. So it was a super good match. Next up, we had Komander versus Joey Janela, the bad boy. Again, one of those matches. All three of these matches were pretty much, rate-wise the same. 3.5 star. Komander, just a tremendous wrestler when it comes to walking the ropes. Bad boy Joey Janela got a little hardcore with him. Komander was able to get the victory. Give it 3.5. Next up, we had Sawyer versus Parrow. What makes this Sawyer, she normally teams with Joey Janela. They actually have a double dog collar match coming up with Parrow and Charles Mason. I believe that double dog collar is at Homecoming. Let's see, look here if that match has already been announced. I know they were talking about it here. Homecoming is August 20th and 19th and 20th at the Showboat. Yeah, Joey Janela, Sawyer versus Charles Mason, Parrow, double dog collar match. It's actually going to be really good. There's actually been some storylines behind this. Charles Mason has been attacking Effy. He's been attacking anybody that's friends with Effy, Alec, Katch, Sawyer. Parrow is his big muscle guy. Well, in this match, Sawyer versus Parrow, match ended, Sawyer getting the victory and them giving it 3 star. Then we had Joey Janela come out and attack Parrow, and then we had Charles Mason come out and get involved. So it was just, they kind of pimped up that double dog collar match. And if I remember right, Parrow was choking out Sawyer with a chain when Joey Janela came out. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty good. It's going to continue that storyline and move it on what Parrow and Charles Mason has done. Next up, we had a tag team death match. We had the Rejects, John Wayne Murdoch and Reed Bentley, going up against second care crew, Manders and Mance Warner. Holy snap, holy snap, holy snap. If there is a balcony, a member of second gear crew will go up to the balcony, and they did. Manders and John Wayne Murdoch fought through the crowd up into the balcony. Manders was going to throw Murdoch off the balcony onto a door covered in barbed wire. And John Wayne Murdoch was able to get out of that, was able to throw Manders off of this high spot. You had Mance Warner just covered in blood from all the doors and all the things they were doing. And you just had just guys that go out there in deathmatch wrestling, pretty much. This match was pretty cool. I ended up giving it 3.5, just because of that spot coming off, just because of what these two teams are just nothing but deathmatch guys. But the Rejects end up getting the victory there. Next up, I give it the match of the night. We had a death match. Cole Radrick, the Ready Daddy, the Prince of Death Matches, going up against Crazy King. Yeah, when I've talked about death matches on here, I say there's certain things that I look for. Tube work, glass. Do we use other objects? Does it flow? Is it just two people hitting each other with tubes, or are there spots for the tubes? Do we lay a bundle of tubes and do we do do something off the top rope? Do we put a bundle of tubes in front of them and then superhero? Does it make sense? In this match, it did. We had a spot where Crazy King did a DDT off the rope onto a bundle of tubes. There is so much glass in this ring. I mean, even the referee was counting the glass. So every time you did a maneuver and you put the person on the mat, they're laying in glass. And you're trying to pin somebody, you're in glass shards from all these tubes. They had a couple of spots on the outside. You had tubes flying everywhere. You had the glass laying up in the corner, people going through the glass. Ended up giving this match 3 3/4. The Prince of Death matches, the Ratty Day, the King of Rat Ship Mountain, Cole Radrick getting the victory. 10-minute match and 3 1/4. It was that good. Next up we had, I'm assuming they changed their name, Bang and Matthews. It used to be the Bang Bros, August Matthews and Davey Bang, going up against BUSSY, Alec, Katch, and Effy. Really, this match was just there for me. There wasn't a whole lot to it. There was this, one spot where I think it was Davey Bang was in the ring, and you had Alec, Katch, and Effy on each side just bash them in between their ass cheeks. Other than that, there was really nothing big here. I ended up giving it 2 3/4. Again, it was just kind of there for me. BUSSY getting the victory. And then our main event, we had champion Blake Christian go up against Speedball Mike Bailey. We've seen Blake Bailey and Christian before. Pretty good match. And that's what this match was. It was just a pretty good match. It was kind of standard of the night. A lot of strikes from Speedball Mike Bailey, Blake Christian getting booed in the crowd, and just, it was nothing that set this match like, oh my god, this is the greatest main event in GCW history kind of deal. It was just one of those matches, like, it was good, it was entertaining, it brought me what I wanted, it brought me entertainment, it held my attention. 23 minutes, Blake Christian still your GCW World Heavyweight Champion. I ended up giving it a 3.5 star. So that's GCW. My name is review. Stay tuned, Robert Sports Show. We have more GCW shows coming up. So far, every show from 2023, I've done a review right here. I've also done a best of midway through the year. Looks like our next show is going to be next on the 11th. On the 11th, which is Friday night, we have No Signal in the Hills 3. And then I believe it's going to be on Fight, the Lucha de las Expresas in Tijuana. And then the following weekend we have Homecoming, night 1, night 2, and then JCW Dog Day afternoon. Yeah, it looks like that Lucha show there in Tijuana will be on Fight TV. Looks like we got Baby Extreme versus Gringo Loco announced. Damien 666 teaming up with Los Macizos, going up against John Linder and the Reject, so that could be fun. A lot of deathmatch guys there. Exploding deathmatch, awesome. Alright, that is GCW. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader sports show content.